Hi, I'm Realtor Bert Tade in San Antonio. Welcome to another installment in a series I call Sipping Coffee or Tea with Bert. This is an educational series which is designed to help the consumer weed through all of the hoopla, misinformation, and negativity from the media surrounding the real estate industry. So hopefully this information is going to be helpful for you. Today's topic is going to be 16 surefire ways to know that you're going to save money when you're buying a house. This is video 1 of 4. Obviously, 4 videos times 4 is 16, right? I mean, pretty easy math. So today's video 1 of the 16 surefire ways to save money when buying a house. And all 4 of these, by the way, are related to mortgages and financing. So the first one is you're going to want to shop around for the best mortgage rates and compare multiple lenders. We've done other videos in this series, in fact, surrounding how to choose the right mortgage and so forth. Now more than ever, it's critical to do that. Here we are in February of 2023. And we've seen an uptick in mortgage rates. It's no secret that they are higher than they were, let's say, this time last year. And there are other videos that I've recorded speaking about the Federal Reserve, the overnight funds rate, and how while they don't necessarily affect rates directly, because the Fed doesn't raise mortgage rates, they are all intertwined, and we do find that overnight funds rate has had an impact on mortgage rates as well. So once again, shop around for the best mortgage and compare multiple lenders. And I've talked about this in other videos. While you don't want your credit, excuse me, to be pulled many times, because that might show up adversely on a credit report. It is generally understood that when applying for a mortgage, although it's a hard pull on your credit, it can also be interpreted by the credit bureaus that you are in fact shopping for a mortgage, which you as a home buying consumer have the right to do to find the best interest rate and terms for your family. So number 2 is put down a larger down payment if you can afford it. I mean, that's a very important thing to remember, because and these lenders that you will consult with will also be able to explain to you for every $1,000 that you put down as a down payment, it's going to save you X amount of dollars on that monthly payment. I am not licensed in lending. I'm licensed in real estate, so I like to stay within my lane. But that will be something I'm going to recommend that you ask this lender that you interview, and just ask them, how is that going to impact my payment if I put this much more down for a down payment, right? Remember that FHA loans require a down payment of 3.5%. That's 3.5%, and it's a 96.5% LTV, that's loan to value. And then conventional starts at 5%, although you can put down 10, 20, 30% if you want to as well, and do a 70-30 LTV perhaps, right? 30% being that down payment number, right? So from the outset, from the get-go, you're going to have a nice equity stake in the property, and you're also looked at as a less risky loan, and you're going to increase your chances of getting approved the more money that you put down. Number 3 on the list of the 16 surefire ways to save money when buying a house is to get pre-approved for a mortgage, to know how much you can afford. I mean, it's a pretty fundamental concept, but yeah, I mean, find out ahead of time before you go shopping. What that's going to be, what that's going to look like as far as the monthly payment. Make sure you stay within your budget. They're going to check, of course, how much you have coming in and how much you have going out each month, right? And the relation between the two is called your DTI, your debt to income ratio. Certain loan programs will require a certain percentage of DTI. Number 4, and the last one in this video, is buy a house within your budget. Instead of stretching yourself thin, I mean, as fundamental and as obvious as that sounds, it's something that we all have to be mindful of, right? Buy a house that you can afford. The lending standards, since the housing issues, the collapse in 2008, let's just call it that, right? In 2009, 2010, brought forth a number of sweeping changes to the lending industry, and those were in the form of that was spun from the Dodd-Frank Act, right? But there are a number of regulatory agencies such as the CFPB, it's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and TRID, which is an acronym for other acronyms. Reach out to me down below and leave me a message, and I'll be happy to reply. You know what TRID stands for. I know what it is. I just don't. For the purposes of this video, it's not that important. Anyway, there are certain rules involved. You know, with the lending and the disclosures. A closing disclosure is what is now issued, and that goes back to, I don't want to say 2015, maybe 2016, when they started the TRID rules. And you have to wait 3 days for the closing disclosure to be issued, and then as long as it's approved by midnight on the date of issue, or acknowledged by the borrower, then the clock rolls for the 3-day waiting period that you must wait by law now under Dodd-Frank, you know, for those. For the closing. And you count Saturday, but you don't count Sunday. And you can close on the 3rd day, right? And the clock starts the day after you acknowledge the receipt of that closing disclosure. It used to be called a HUD-1. They still use HUD-1s for owner financing, cash purchases as well. However, for traditional mortgages, such as what we're talking about here, they're going to be using a closing disclosure, a CD is what they call it, right, for short. So that's it for now. I mean, those are 4 of the 16 surefire ways to ensure that you're going to save money when buying a house. Hopefully this information has been helpful for you, and that you're enjoying the sipping coffee or tea with Bert. I'm Realtor and Broker Associate Bert Tade in San Antonio, and that's it for now.